Today, we're going to talk about a topic that doesn't often make headlines, but is absolutely essential for managing HIV effectively. Drug-drug interactions in antiretroviral therapy, or ART. Throughout our lives, we take medications for various health issues, and as we age, these medications may multiply. For people living with HIV, their antiviral medications become a key part of their daily regimen. But as these meds are introduced into our system, they can interact with other drugs we might be taking, causing changes in their effectiveness or side effects. Now, let's take a step back and understand what we mean by drug-drug interactions. In simple terms, it's when one medication affects how another one works. This could mean that the effectiveness of one or both drugs is increased or decreased, or it could result in unexpected side effects. Imagine a busy road with cars representing drugs, and traffic signals are your body's drug metabolizing enzymes. The smooth running of traffic depends on effective signals. But what happens when a new drug, enters the system? It could slow down the cars, speed them up, or even lead to a traffic jam. And that's a classic example of a drug-drug interaction. Our bodies are like an intricate system that expertly metabolizes and handles a wide array of substances, including medications. Now, this concept brings us to a crucial player in our body's orchestra of enzyme systems, the cytochrome P450 system, or CYP450 system. The CYP450 system includes several family of enzymes, such as CYP1A2, CYP2C9, CYP2D6, etc. Each of these enzymes metabolizes different sets of drugs, and a single drug can be metabolized by multiple enzymes. The CYP450 enzyme system is responsible for metabolizing a large proportion of commercially available drugs. While the exact percentage can vary depending on the source, it is often stated that the CYP450 system metabolizes around 70 or 80% of the currently marketed drugs. In the intricate world of antiretroviral therapy, or ART, certain medications interact in notable ways with our enzyme systems. Take, for instance, protease inhibitors, a powerful class of ART drugs. An example of that would be darunavir and ritonavir. These drugs are unique in the way that they don't just get metabolized by our CYP450 system, they actually inhibit or slow down this very system. That means that if you're on protease inhibitors, they can act as the brakes on your CYP450 system, leading to increased levels of other drugs that also gets metabolized by this system. The result? Well, you could be looking at heightened risk of side effects and potential toxicity from those other drugs. For example, let's consider statins, a commonly prescribed class of drugs used to manage cholesterol levels. Statins like atorvastatin or simvastatin are metabolized by the CYP450 system. So if the patient is taking protease inhibitors along with a statin, the protease inhibitor could slow down the metabolism of statin, leading to higher levels of statin in the body. This increased level could potentially elevate the risk of side effects associated with statins, such as muscle pain, or even a rare but serious side effect like rhabdomyolysis. But now, let's flip the script. Some antiviral medication induces the CYP450 system, or acts as the gas pedal. Enter the non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors, or NNRTIs. Certain medication within this class of ART, like efavirenz, speeds up or induces the CYP450 system, which often leads to a reduction in the level of other medication using the same system. This drop in levels could potentially undermine the therapeutic efficacy, leading to inadequate therapeutic response from those drugs. For example, let's consider sertraline, a commonly prescribed antidepressant. When used together with efavirenz, the levels of sertraline may be reduced due to efavirenz inducing the CYP450 enzyme system, potentially making sertraline ineffective at the prescribed dose. Now, let's talk about a slightly different type of antiretroviral drugs, which interact less with the CYP450 system, the integrase strand transfer inhibitors, better known as the INSTIs. An example of this would be raltegravir, or dolutegravir. Because INSTIs depend less on the CYP450 system, they result in fewer drug-drug interactions through this pathway. But they do have a curious interaction with certain minerals, including zinc, calcium, and magnesium. These minerals can bind to the INSTIs, reducing their absorption and effectiveness. And that's why it's often advised to time your intake of these substances and INSTIs separately, or in some cases, take INSTIs with meal to aid absorption. Now, all this talk about interactions might sound quite overwhelming. However, there are plenty of reasons to be reassured. The key here lies in careful management and clear communication with your doctor and pharmacist. And there are multiple strategies through which healthcare professionals can help you. For example, in some cases, if an interaction is expected to increase the levels of a certain drug in your body, your doctor might adjust the dosage to compensate for this change. Consider our earlier example of statins and protease inhibitors. Your healthcare provider might prescribe a lower dose of statin than usual to avoid potential side effects. In other scenarios, when the interaction could reduce the effectiveness of a medication, your doctor might consider increasing the dose of the affected medication. For instance, if you're taking a calcium channel blocker like amlodipine for high blood pressure, which does interact with an ART called efavirenz, your doctor may opt to increase the dose of amlodipine based on response or prescribe an alternative drug for high blood pressure. And in some less common scenarios, if a critical medication has a significant interaction with your current ART, your doctor might even consider modifying your ART regimen to accommodate the other medication. Now, you might be wondering, what can I do to avoid these drug interactions? Well, first and foremost, never start or stop taking any medication without consulting your doctor or a pharmacist. What's also crucial to remember is that your doctor or a pharmacist needs a complete and updated list of all medications that you're taking. And these include over-the-counter drugs, including vitamin and minerals, herbal products, gym supplements, and even party drugs like cocaine and ecstasy. This information is the foundation on which your personalized treatment plan, which accounts for these interactions, is built. Last but not the least, don't hesitate to ask questions, because understanding your treatment is your right, and it's also crucial to managing HIV successfully.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel. Together, let's build a world where sex education is a human right.